Going to be reading the scripture. It's going to be Philippians 2. So only going to be a couple of verses. It's going to be 12 through 16. So while you turn there, this scripture I find it interesting. We have to understand where Paul was writing this letter at. Paul was he was in jail, he was locked down, whatever you want to call it, but he was in prison at the time when he was writing this letter. And he was writing it to all the Christians in that city. And you know, the Bible is very precise when it says all. It says A-L-L, it says all. So it doesn't say some. It's not saying this half can do what it want to do. This half, I need you to
Come
do.
on.
It says all Christians. Us. A-L-L. Not some, but all. So, what I'm going to read, it says, wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. For it is God which worketh in you both to will and do his good pleasure.
Yes.
14. Do all things, all, A-L-L.
Come on.
All.
Come
Do
on.
all things without murmurings and disputings, complaining and arguing. That's basically what they're saying. Don't complain, don't argue.
Yes.
And remember, he's writing this to the Christians, the church. That's who he's writing this to.
Yes.
15, that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of God, without rebuke in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world. And I want to finish, I just want to tell you a story. I think the last time I was here, Dr. Berry mentioned about going to the store. And when she goes to the store, she's prepared to wait. This is our leader. So we're going to use an example. Say she didn't go into the store prepared to wait. And let's say she wanted to show out. She's the light that is shining.
Uh-huh.
So if she goes into, I think it was Dollar General or a store, and she shows out, and somebody in that line that has never met her walks in that door and sees she's the leader, what is that saying about all of us? It's A-L-L. She's speaking for everybody in here.
Come on.
So when people look at you, me, they look at all the Christians. So basically what this is saying is we need to shine our light brightly.
Yes.
Don't allow a situation like that to have people of the world looking at us like they ain't nobody. So that's what I just want to share. I want to thank you for having that, having that mindset that it's just not her. Our actions speak for everybody. So. So, like I said, thank you. God, I thank you.
Amen.
That's all we can do at the end of the day. And it's another thing that I want to speak on, and it's about complaining and, arguing. If all we're doing as people in the church is complaining and arguing, what does that really say about us? What does it really say about us?
Come on.
That what he said, because God been dealing with me about character, example, and conduct. And if our character and conduct don't line up with God, we bring shame
Elder
to
Woods.
God. But claiming that we are Christians. So God is saying when you sin, continue. In other words, examine yourself.
Yes, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Know how you conduct yourself when you go out among the world.
Yeah.
We are the light. We are the light of the world.
Yeah.
So we being light, y'all not let darkness come in us. When we ain't crazy and do all the other things, we let darkness come in. And darkness is not of God because Jesus is light. And in him there's no darkness. So examine yourself. And when you get a chance, I try to get everybody to look up character. I don't have to read it up a character. And what example means and conduct. And you will find that they're all in agreement with each other. Especially if you talk about being a Christian of God. So I tell you, and God he just loves us. The apostle just loves us. All she wants us to do is just be the light that God has put in her, that we can show forth the light that God that she has, that God has allowed her to put it up, so we can draw witness. But we are only soul witness. Soul witness. If you're in darkness all the time, can't nobody see you. But when you walk in the light, you're like a trophy up on the hill. Everybody can see you. As they pass by, and I thought about when I went to Turkey, urgent Turkey, where I was stationed at, we should be on the Russian borderline. We can look up and see what Noah Ark landed. It's so far up when the cloud, it's up in the cloud, but when it's clear, you can see it. But when it's cloudy, you can't see it. And that's the way we as Christians ought to be. There shouldn't be a cloud over us. People ought to be able to see us because we stand up on the hill. And we are the chosen one of God. Clap your hand and tell God. Hallelujah. How many know we serve an awesome God? Our God is awesome. He can move mountains, move the in the valley. I need the rain. Our God is awesome. Say who over heaven, who rules salvation. He strikes like me. Our God is awesome. Awesome. Because it's going to do some nourishment to your body. listen to the song telling you who our God is. The thing about it, the question is now, is do y'all know who this God is?
Come on with it.
Do y'all know who God really is? When the song speaks highly, he's an awesome God. And when I start my lesson, like I say, just hang on to that song, let it just marinate for a while in you. By how true our God is. Because the choir will really tell us how awesome our God is. Well, and my scripture will start from Psalm 46, 1 through 10. The key verse is 10. And it really gonna speak a lot about our God. Like I said, once I got the message, like I say, I always like to ask God first and show me what His people need at this hour, and I thank God for that there. And when the message hit me, it blessed me. So all week, all that night, I'm not sleeping because I'm going forward with the message in my head. The Lord just let me know. He would ask the question, do you know who I am in your life at this time? So I'm asking you too, do you know who God is at this time in your life? Yes, a lot of pandemics and things are going on in our lives right now, but we got to really know who our God is at this hour. A lot of things are coming up now, like I said, the COVID, yes, that's a pandemic, but I'm talking some other pandemics in your life. I'm talking some heartaches in your life. I'm talking some children that broken against you in your life. That's your pandemic. I'm talking about your marriage or whatever going on in your life. That is your pandemic. But at this time, you got to know who your God is.
Yes, yes.
And I started at verse 46, and I got to reading this here from the King James Version. And I said, you know what? I need to break this thing down so everyone can get an idea of what we're talking about here. And in verse 1, in Psalms 46, the song will speak clearly of the two. And I'm going to give it to you from the New Century Version so you can understand it a lot better. Say, God is our protection and our strength. He always helps us in the time of trouble. I want to go through it and read it all. I'm going to come back and break the thing on down just a little bit more. Verse 2, so we will not be afraid even if the earth shake or the mountain falls into the sea. Even if the ocean roars and foams or the mountain shakes and raging at the raging sea. There is a river that brings joy to the city of God and the holy place where God Most High lives. God is in the city, and so it will not be shaken. Y'all heard that? God will help us, will help her at dawn. Nations tremble and kingdoms shake. God shouts and the earth crumbles. The Lord all-powerful is with us. The God of Jacob is our defender. Come and see what the Lord has done, the amazing things he has done on earth. He stops wars everywhere on earth. He breaks and all bows and spears and burns up the chariots with fire. This is the key part, verse 10. This will really bless me. And this is a stamp on everything that you're going through in your life. It says, God says, be still, know that I am God. Now that blessed me right there because like I say, so much stuff is going on in our life. And like I said, hardships are going on. And if you don't know God and you're going through some situation in your life right now, verse 10 tell you right quick, God says, be still. No, I am God. What he's saying is, I know what you're going through in your life, but I need you to stand still for a moment. See, a lot of times we want to moan and grumble, we want to talk to every Tom, Dick, and Harry about our situation. But God says, I need you to be still at this moment and know that I am God. See, that means I ain't got to go to the bishop and run my mouth up what I got going on in my life because I went to God with it already. If I don't went to Apostle gave me great counseling. She didn't tell me to go to Pastor Paul. She didn't told me to go to my wife. She didn't told me to go to the other sisters in here. But God said, at this moment of what you got going on in your life, I need you to be still.
Yes.
See what he means by I need you to be still? I don't need you to move. Stand up for a benediction. I'm going to show y'all what it means when God says, I need you to be still. Yes, he knows you're still going through it, but I should be able to walk through this because he stopped you being still. Because what he doing, he's waiting to hear what God says to the Lord. Now, he said, be still. That means you should have no doubt about what God can do for you. You already prayed situations and things are going to change for you. Why? Because you know who God is. God told you to be still and know that I am God. He said because you're afraid of me. But one thing you got to realize now, my time ain't your time. So that means I don't need you. When I come with things, other things come up against you, decide what you're going to pray for, I need you to wait a little when I come. See, see, you put them in still. Because the other thing coming up in your life. But God
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Because you don't wait, you gave in. You move. I need you to stand on what I told you to stand on. Be still, know that I'm going to fix this situation.
Glory to God.
But a lot of times, we don't want to be still. Because God don't want to work. God ain't working this thing out fast enough for me. I got a few examples I'm just going to explain to you about some people I read about that stood still. On the word, but they went on by their everyday life. But they stood still because they knew God was still in control. How can God work in your life if you ain't standing still and waiting to hear what he got to tell you? See, when he's telling you to go left, you want to go right. Because I need you to be still to change some things in your life. But no, we want to do our thing. God, you ain't moving fast enough. The things are still coming up against me. But the word still stands. God's word never changes. It says still, be still, and know who I am. Yeah, because you know who I am, I'm going to fix this situation. But you got to wait on my time. See, like I say, God put no more than you can bear. See, we can't bear much to us, but God already knows. And see, and all that is, God see you still being still, standing firm on his word. God's got to use that man. I can change some things in his life. I don't want you to be still just for you. I want you to be still for this brother. I want you to be still for that sister. I want you to be still for that parent. I want you to be still for that people. You know, you as an example, I need you to be still. Because I got some folks are watching you. Because they're going to come to me again with a situation that you're going through, and they're going to be able to reflect back so that brother stood still when he was going through some things. So what makes me think I can? I serve the same living God, the creator of all, of everything in within. If that brother can stand and go through, I can stand and go through. I see this brother walking out. God said, be still. No damn God. See, when you be still, you got to know the God that you serve. You got to know God can change some things in my life. That means don't let John come up in your face and tell you anything different than God can tell you. See, we got some whispers in the church. Yeah, I'm talking about the church. I don't want to go outside, but I want to talk about the church.
Go ahead.
We got some whispers
Go
in the
ahead.
church.
Go ahead.
Pastor already came to me and told me what God told me to do. But I got John, I can't whisper anything that do that way because I went through it too. Do it this way. Now what God am I serving? The scripture says, be still and know that I am God. We have some whispers in the church. So a lot of times we don't want to blame the church on some things, but we do. We got some whispers. I'm just being honest with you. You get told one direction, God will speak to you clearly. You don't call on God. God, I need to know what to do. God gave you the answer. But you hear something that somebody else don't say it. And what you do, going on over here doing your thing. And then who you got to call on again? Now I want to call on God. God, help me fix this situation. He said, well, I sent a messenger by you and told you what thus says the Lord. But you still want to do what thus says John.
Come on with it. Yeah.
Let me help you out. I'll go a little bit further. We don't heard the story about Daniel and the lion king. Daniel served the King Darius. He loved Daniel. Like I said, Daniel was like a supervisor, governor. He knew how to do everything. And he wanted like about 120 governor and supervisor help rule his kingdom. But see, Daniel was a hard worker. Daniel was always on time. See, that's what God needs some folks that are always on time. See, Daniel was on time doing some things. God was watching that man. He said, he said, I like him. Now he can do the work of business. Why I need all the rest of these young folks? He said, no, I'm going to put Daniel over my kingdom. Well, we have some jealous folks in us. Some jealous folks in the church because I don't got up into a different position. Now you want to pull me down and want to find fault in me. Now you want to speak around and walk around and find fault in me. So I feel like the other pastor, they know they're supposed to be doing. This is what they're doing. But Pastor got love for me. Pastor, I ain't find no fault in for you. But they're fine. So what are we going to do? So they got mad because they will be the right one. What they do? They get a group together. I need all y'all come go with me. Daniel was putting the hills look bad, man. But right now I can't find no fault in it, man. I tell you what, let's get together and we go to the king and tell him, you sign this in the law that no one can pray to no man or no God in 30 days. And if you sign, it can't be closed. See, the king didn't know they were plotting over Daniel like that. But guess what? Daniel stood still. He know the God that he served. See, that's what we got to do. When they plotted on you know they plotted on you. But Daniel already knew. They had that outside. But I know my God. I'm going to burn these knees up in the corner and pray and call on my God. Because I know what he can do in my life. They went to the king and he signed it all and find out what happened. And then they went to spy on them. Caught Daniel on his knees just praying up a storm. 3 days, 3 times a day. They say, yeah, I know this son. And see, that's the attitude we got to have. That's my God. I ain't gonna let nobody treat me different and tell me anything different about this man, what he done done in my life. I know what he can do, and I'll see what he can do in my life. I'm gonna stand firm. I'm standing still because I know my God. That's what Daniel's saying. I'm standing still. I know my God. Whatever situation put me in, my God gonna save me. He gonna bring me out. And that's what God wants to know right now. Whatever situation you are in today, Lord said, I will bring you out. If you give me the time, I will walk you through this thing. I will give you the strength, and I will give you the peace to walk it out. But right now, I need to ask you a question. Do you know who I am? So they went on. I love this part. Then, I ain't read nowhere about that. When they brought him to the king and said, well, I got to do what the law said. Because everybody that fell against that, they do what they're supposed to be thrown in the lion's den. Lion for the mighty hungry ready to eat. And we know right now, somebody walk up in here and tell us, hey, you turn your back on pastor, we're going to throw you in the lion den. There's so many people running out of here. I ain't going in the lion den. Pastor, I'm sorry, I got to go. I'm just being honest. Because we're terrified. But like I said, we got to know the God we serve. But Daniel went on. I ain't had nothing where Daniel was screaming and crying. You don't know. Man, come on, wait a minute. Man, but Daniel didn't say no way about it. Daniel was second guessing God, who his God was. He was still standing firm, even though trouble came to his front door. He was still standing firm when people were lying on me. He was still standing firm when they talked about me. He said, I ain't have no fault. But I'm going to stand firm, but I know my God, he don't save me. So King wanted to see, he said, if this is true, your God will save you. Throw them in there, put the stone up there, seal it with his ring of approval. Nobody can bust that door. But that king will work. Couldn't even sleep that night. Couldn't even eat that night. Jumped up early that morning, ran down there just to see. That's the point to my story. Ran down there, Daniel, are you hurt? I didn't see Daniel now, laying his head on that line here. Wait a minute. Man, you didn't run like this. Sleep. Come on. The breakfast time. Slobbing all over right here. There you go. We're breakfast call when the king came up. Then I want my steak wrapped, eggs, scrambled. I talked to him to the line. That is my sister. I'm just saying. But then when it was just out, then we were going to eat. Then I know the God I serve. God saw that angel down there, sugar pot. Took the hunger out the line. So Daniel, what he did? Made a pill out of his head, went on sleep. I can see him take that big part of the leg across the chest, probably I look cold. But that didn't have confidence in the world. They said, well, I know he can do that. His head got one, most they want to. Probably got up between both his legs. They took that leg and throw it over the wall. I'm just telling you the confidence you got to have when you go to the wall. You got to know trouble. Yeah. Don't be naive and dumb and trouble ain't going to come your way. But when trouble comes your way, you got to know your God. You got to know, okay, God sees all this shit. God knows what's going on. So we're going to come there. When they roll the stone away, I'm sitting there. I'll let you later, man. Yeah, it went on. The confidence, you got to have confidence when you serve God. I ain't saying go around and boast and all that, but I know who my God is. But you got to have confidence. When anything come up in your life, you got to know that God is able. Ain't no situation bigger than God. God is bigger than all my situations. And that's the attitude that we got to have. God is bigger than any problem I got. He told me I was going to do this here. And then another one I like was Nebuchadnezzar with the Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. Somebody else that stood firm, stood still, because that's my God. Because they went bow down to what, 9 feet, 9 inches tall, 9 feet wide statue, gold statue, that never could be in the field. We want everybody to worship. He said, now, the horns gonna blow, flutes, probably guitar, bass, all that there. When they hear this, every chief, man, woman, child, cat, dog, whatever, I need y'all to bow down. No one bow down till them when you throw into the fire furnace. That's the law. So, and they were supervising they put for the king, you know. But so the king found out. These 3 boys said, oh, I know who my God is. I'm not going to bow down to no statue. That statue can't do nothing. They sit there and look pretty. I can't call on that statue till it come save me because it's going to stand there and look pretty. I like to shave it down and sell it. That's about all I can do. Make the money out between everybody. But it couldn't do nothing for me. And that's the attitude I think the boys had. But listen, they said, I kept reading, I didn't find the word, but they mama and brother, they still firm. We're not worshiping no golden hour. We're not worshiping you. I know the God we serve. We got to have that same attitude. I can't sit here and tell you, people never go through nothing. But see, the one thing we mess up at is, when we don't went through a bad situation and God delivered us from, we get cocky. We claim we know God just that way. We want to boast and brag about it. He brought me out of this. Y'all just don't know. I know the God I serve. In the same situation, we come up here and hear the word that's going to minister to our soul. You try to consume as much of it as you want because it's doing something to me, making a change in my life. And I know all of us have heard this before. When church is over, man, I Lord get good in my heart, man. I feel so good. Everything is well. I'm doing great. I love my Lord. Oh, thank God. I feel better now. I know the God I serve. That very next moment, I'm looking, what am I doing, man? All this stuff going on, shoot. They're talking about the word already. Yeah, doing me good by me. I wish you can keep this with you and take on with you and apply it to your everyday life. And that's what you're supposed to do with the word. You're supposed to take that word and put it in your everyday life. You don't come here just for the day and use this word. You come to get the word and take it through the next week to the next Sunday. Apply it to whatever's going on in your life. And like I said, when I got this word, it tickled me. My wife called me one day. I ain't going all the way back. I know what you said. And wife said, I'm tired, man. I don't do it this job, but I'm tired. I'm tired. And it tickled me because Lord already gave me the word. And I couldn't say nothing to her. And I said, baby, it's going to be okay. Just hold on. I said, I don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do. But, baby, in your pocketbook, you carry the answer. And I said to myself, she carried the answer around. And all she got to do is look at it. And I saw, and what's that on your book, baby? You write notes in your pocket. What the top of that book says?
Be still and know that I am God.
Say that I'm not even. That is written on her book. And so now that they baby, they're your answer. You ain't got to try no more. You ain't got to talk. They're your answer. It's God speaking to you. It's not trouble with your job. You never get up on anything around that will benefit you. See, the trouble that they have for you, God said, no, I'm going to make it benefit you. And that's all he's saying. He said, I know some things are going on. And like I said, death went on through the church, all through all the family. But God's still saying the same thing. Be still and know that I am God. He said, there's nothing I don't know. I just want you to be still for a minute. I know you're suffering. I know you're hurting. I know you're stressing out. But God said, I don't want that to do that to you. He said, when you be still and know who I am, I expect you to have peace and joy. I expect you to rejoice in what you're going through in your life. I need you to laugh at it. God said, when you're going through the thing, take that word there and put it on. And I advise everyone, you ain't got to do it you don't want to, but that would be my favorite scripture right there. Because anytime the trouble comes up against me, I want to reflect back on what that says. Be still and know that I'm God. So what God said, tell me the problem. Even though I don't tell me the problem, what you want me to do about it? God said, leave it to me. But you got to be still. You got to know who he is. Knowing that, okay, he don't do what he said he going to do. But listen to this part here now. When you do know this, you realize Some other stuff will come up against you. Don't get cocky and think that that's going to happen. I don't turn this over to God. I heard what he said Sunday morning. Be still the will of God. I'm going to pray about this thing. I'm going to leave it alone. And then I forgot all about me. Can't be still for me. So that's what came up again. That's how the devil works. He want to break what God already instilled in you. He hear you agreeing to what the word said, and now you don't gain strength for all of them. Pick up a little strength in you already. But the devil standing out there ready to throw something else at you. You want to weaken it, because he knows if you get your full potential of the strength that God on inside of you, and nothing he can do for you. You got to know that for yourself. You got to know who your God is. You have to learn to be still. But when I like the part when they finally went down to the part where to the fire furnace, this is somebody that knows God. Because a lot of times I know a lot of us feel like we're in the furnace right now, and it's hot. It's real hot. But here's what the king did to the boys. He turned it up 7 times higher. He said, no, because y'all don't want to worship me. My God told some of his strongest competitors, grab a bound with their robes on, what was called a bonnet on, the knives sticks out, shot them together. He said, I need you to throw them in the fire, turn it up 7 times higher. Oh, we will learn today. I'm going to see if your God going to save you. After a while, those strong soldiers grabbed them, all bound up, and walked them. I don't know how far from the front. But they got consumed before they got in front. But guess what? God so smacked and she took alongside the 3 boys. They ain't felt no, he just went on in and throw them in there on their knees. But the 3 that was thrown in there got consumed. But they couldn't get to the door. See, but the 3 boys, like I said, and they took, see, they stayed out, bound together, the tail went on the knives too. It ain't said nothing about anything. Come on. Oh, man, they were too hot in here already, man. He went to the front, but them 3 that were ushering them in there got consumed. See, that's the God I serve, but God hands all over them. They don't know you was a conqueror. They don't walk in there, and I feel them, man. You want to walk on in there, brush off his face. All right, see them drop to the side, and they walk on in there. On their knees, I mean, in the fire was burning. We know. You walk near a fire, you got step back. You remember back in the day when they popped out the heater with our pot up the pants on, you stand there to the cool, they roll up on you. So you can imagine, they still got their hand on. That stuff should have just rolled up to them. But they said, them brothers broke on in there. Found them in there. Say after a while, they shut the door. Oh, king, he looking around like, wait a minute. Hey, come out. Here we are. There was no real man. I know they killed my guard that was going in there. I see 4 people. And they walking around. High five. Hey. You say you're coming. You're doing it now. See, what the king wanted to hear in that scream out, oh man, please let us out there on word. I can't take this heat. But see, that's what a lot of saints are doing right now. Because the people got turned up on their situation right now. They're screaming out, come in, praying, Lord, Lord, so stand right to the side. He said, when you thought you were in the fight by yourself, if you take your time and look around, stand right there with you. Acknowledge who I am. Acknowledge that I am the God with you. He knew the God they served. They came out of the fire. Not even smelling like smoke. Nothing cinched on them. They had a steel spot today that walked in. The soul was wrong on the steel, fresh rock. But they came out not smelling like, because you know when you stand on a matter of fact, you go on and they still smell like smoke. You take a shower, you still smell like smoke. But these brothers came out just as fresh as they went in. But they came out with God they went in with. You got to know when you're going through something, God is going through it with you. But you got to acknowledge God is along the side. But see, a lot of times we want to figure and cry and think we on our own. And God still said, I'm with you. All you got to do is trust me. But see, the thing about us folks, we want that right now here. I don't want to suffer. God said, I can't use you for the suffer. I need to know I got somebody I can use because they suffer with some things. He said, because I'm going to put you in a position where somebody's going through the same thing, and you can share that testimony with them and let them know you can be just as strong as I was. All it takes is to be strong. Yeah, the Bible got a little hard on me. Yeah, when I came to you, like a camel. But you figured I had this. I didn't need God. I got this a little bit. I don't let that burn just a little bit longer. I get back to it. That's why you come back, somebody don't throw the back log on you. Things should have been that hot. And then, like I said, don't turn it up a little bit, but you go off again because you didn't want to deal with that situation, take it to the Lord, tell the Lord, handle this from you. You want to just let it sit there in his house, come back, so I'll throw 2 more back logs on it. And now you're screaming and hollering because you want an instant healing. You want an instant way out. The Lord said, no. When I told you I was here for you, and you want to do this on your own, you would seek counsel from everybody but me. He said, you go into the world like that too and seek counsel. You want to listen to what the world got to tell you, than listening to me. God said, I live with you every night. I walk with you every day. I'm on your job. I see what your boss man is saying. I know what your boss man is saying. I know what your co-workers is plotting on your back. But do you still know who I am? We want to go to our head to talk about me. What you want to do? Oh, you talking about me? I heard that. That was something. Well, he said it too. No, man, I ain't saying nothing like that. No. I'm going to tell you, come on. Step to me as you want to. See, that's something I take things in our hand. The Lord said, no. Be still. You know that God comes. See, that high position that they got, that's going to be yours. He said, because you be still, you know who I am. I basically say, Lord, look, I'm having some issues on my job. And I'm going to stay here right now. I'm going to go on because I'm going to trust in you. After a while, they'll make no enemies your best friend. And then you become their boss. And then they can't understand how you got there. Because they're plotting against you. But you got to understand, if you're in the fire, know that God is in that fire with you. Knowing that God knows everything that you're going through. And like I said, I thank God for my brother from Brownsville for coming. Like I said, I love my brother. And I'm going to tell you, one person don't go through nothing by themselves. We all go through it together. But God, like I said, wanted me to come by just encourage some folks today. Just because you're going through it, don't mean I ain't with you. He said, but the thing about you is you got to trust in who I am. That thing say no. That means you got to have a relationship with it. You got to understand, you got to be with it. You got to sup with it, you got to eat with it. Knowing who this person is. You know, like husband and wife, you got to know your wife. You got to know her for who she is. You know over a period of time when you got with your wife and stuff, you know what she is. You know what you ought to like. We were just dating, we just want to be with you. We had to learn what this woman like. And they want to like what you like. And it became an issue. But after a while, you got to know that person. Now when you get in that kitchen, you cook, you know my wife loves cabbage and cornbread and all this. You know my wife like that steak fried, done that way, or the chicken smothered that way. Now I might like when I do this salty, I don't like mine salty, but I know what she likes. Well, God said, that's how you know who I am. He said, because you know who I am, I'm going to take care of you. By me knowing who my wife is, she takes care of me. Because I do the thing that she needs done. My wife takes care of me. I'm sure the husband take care of the wife, because the wife knows who they are. Because they know, that's what I think it says. God said, know that I am God. You got to know for sure. But like I say, don't get confused when you get so overwhelmed with the thing that's going on in your life. Know who your God is. Don't be ashamed to call on your God. But listen to your God. He said, think about me sometime. He said, know that I am God. Don't let these situations and all this stuff go on and confuse you and tie you up. Because like I said, the fire is coming. Right now, when this COVID stepped in, the fire will turn up even harder. Churches got confused. Churches got worried. But I thank God for this church. I thank God for this church. I heard a lot of pastors saying, we can't do this, we don't do this now. But my pastor stood firm. I watched that. Because I heard a lot of stuff that other pastors do. Pastor stood firm. I got this. And I mean, God telling us that I got this. Pastor had us from day one. I said, well, we got this. We still serve God. We know, I'm just waiting. And she told me, I heard her singing. I'm just waiting to see what the Lord say. When the Lord gave her all order, she initiated. Pastor run around here with her head cut off, like, I'm just confused. Pastor acknowledged it. Oh, it's here. But these are measurements we're going to take. See, because she knows her God. And through her, we know who our God is, too. God is a good God, y'all. Look at everything. And just paying attention to what God was saying at this hour about what we're going through. So a lot of folks are going through some heartaches, and my heart goes out to them. But God just keeps letting me know. And Mom said I'm laying in the bed, I might have got 1 hour sleep this weekend or something like that. But the Lord just started ministering to me, saying, do you know who your God is? Do you know who I am? He said, you can take that verse 10 and stamp it on every situation you got going on. He said, but before you stamp it, do you really know who I am? And they said it in verse 1, we're talking in the evening sun. My God is awesome. It says, read this one more time. Like I said, just bless me. Because like I said, if you don't know who God is, it tells you right here that God is our protection and our strength. Listen, he will always help in time of trouble. Do y'all hear that? God is our protection and our strength. When you're torn down the weekend, God said, I give you strength to build you up. Stand up firm for me. Stand up on my word that I told you. He said, I will protect you. I'll help you in time of trouble. We're going through some trouble. We forget about it. God said he can help us. You know the reason why we forget about it? Like I said before, his time ain't our time. See, we still want that microwave here. And ding is ready. Ding is ready. Ever since we I go through, Lord, I have a problem at my home, no, but I need to fix it now. Ding is ready. Lord, the job will put me down. I don't know if I'm going to have a job next week. Ding is ready. That's what we want. But when you call on God, Lord, I need to change this situation. See, we want to think sometimes that God will hear us. Oh, God hears us. We want to see what you're going to do next. Are you going to rely on me? Are you going to trust in me? He said, all I need you to do, when I say be still and know that I'm God, know what he said? Shut your mouth and listen. A lot of times we want to keep running our mouth, and ain't this what God said? He said, be still, because you shut your mouth and be quiet for a minute, because I show you the way out of this. All that's coming up against you, let it come. God said, I got this here. Okay, that's you in the fiery furnace now. God said, I see it coming up here. I know it seems like it's consuming you, but God's going to stay right here with you. We're going to walk out this thing together. He said, you ain't got to worry about a hair on your head being strong. You ain't got to worry about nothing on your body being hurt. We're going to walk out this together. I'm not going to let that line devour you. We're going to walk out this together. And you're going to rejoice in it all. But right now, I need you to just praise me right now. Know that I am God. Know that I will walk you through this thing together. See, a lot of that way stress comes from, the confusion, and then you're going through the pressure is because you ain't listening to what God saying right now. You constantly want to deal with this thing on my own. You constantly want you to help me. I want you to help. I heard him say, I want you to help. Okay, now I need you to help me. I want you to help. But you understand, he walking around with you while you want to offer. Like, who am I? You going over here, but God still said, I'm here. God wants to depend on him and come through it. But we want to depend on everybody else about what we got going on. Anytime you're going through some things in life, just reflect back to Psalm 46, verse 10. That speaks for itself. And when I read that, that's the word. I'm done. All I got to do is say that. Be still and know that I am God. But some folks need to understand what he means by that. And they need an example about what was going on. These brothers stood firm on where I'm going to go through that fire. Okay, so take me in there. Because I know my God. It ain't show no one to move it. Mom and grandma, man, don't put us in the fire. Anything else you can do to us besides put us in there. You die who your God is. Okay, so things coming up against me. I know things gonna come up against me in life. But I got to realize at the same time too who my God is. He brought me out of the plane before. Anything gonna bring me out again. Because I know who he is. And if I'm in there a little long, I just want you to clean up some things for a minute. No, look around and see some other stuff you need to get out of there. While the fire still get hot and hot, examine yourself. And just know, okay, Lord, I know you're still with me. Okay, I'm crashing together. I know you. I know you're saved me. I know you're with me always. The folks that don't love the world, like I said, I feel bad about it and everything, but I can tell you another prime example, and I feel like I get punched in the chest every time I think because I love them to death. Elder Red, my boy. Another prime example, still steals from the true God. I remember visiting him in the hospital one time, and he just got through an open heart surgery. And he started trying to talk to me. He started trying to break the word. Like, Christ alive. Me out and hollering. Hey, Nelson. Hey. Oh, yeah, they say not out of the I got a word when I come back. Look at that. Now that's somebody who's God Lord. This man laid there, and every time he went in the hospital, we were thinking on the last day, that was I got a word. That showed me right there how to be still and know the God that I serve. Elder did it all the way. A lot of people second guess that. Well, he knew his God, and why he's still here? Because he served his time. We still here trying to do what we need to do. Elder said, we can't humble and grow while you don't. Elder said, I serve my purpose. I like to be Lord said, welcome home, my good and faithful servant. Elder served God on his bed. He was like out of here. When people gave up on him, doctors gave out on him. Elder said, I still got a word. Lord said, my son have served his purpose. Time to come home, Lord. Elder still in the fire furnace for a long time, but Elder didn't moment of growth. Elder still stood here with a smile on his face and all kind of pain. Elder still was blessed just to see the saints. I can just see. Sometimes you stand sitting over there and I watch Elder. He'll stand up right there, stand up like this, and just look around at everybody, just like this right here. And in pain, just looking at everybody, just enjoying. Like Elder knows who's on that tree already. Yeah. God standing right there beside him with you, brother. And if Elder can come back right now, you tell him, I'm in an awesome place, man. Yeah. For the awesome God we serve. But like I said, I know a lot of times this fire gets so hot and it blindsides us. We not intentionally forget that God is with us. But sometimes we feel like we're alone. Sometimes we feel our husband and wife and pastor can't help us at this moment. But at the time, you got to stay on your knees, you got to stay prayed up and talk to God and know that God will respond. Knowing that God is always in control of every situation that goes on down here. We got to not be afraid of the fiery furnace or that lion feeding. You got to stand firm on whatever you're going through in your life and know that God will bring you out. And if you're tired of being there, you, like I say, be asking for the body to be present with the Lord. And you got to know that for yourself. But I thank God for the word today, and I pray that it touch the heart. No matter what you're going through in life, please, I said, please. Yeah, I don't have it all together. Yeah, I still go through some things. But I know God is able. Like the song say, God is able.
Yes.
He's a protection. And when you need that strength, God will give it to you. But you got to know it in order to receive it. See, it's easy to say, okay, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but do you really understand what I'm saying? Like Pastor always says, you can't leave out of here with an excuse that I didn't understand. Because Pastor always says, if you got any questions, you don't understand something, talk to me later. I cleared up so you can understand it. But Pastor, like I say, is a prime example. She's been standing firm for everything that she don't went through. Because she's waiting on God. She knows the God that she serves. And that's what we're supposed to be looking forward to. Like she said, if she ever veer off and go the opposite way, she wants to keep going the way we're supposed to be going, still serving God. So like I say, saints, but I say, I thank y'all, and I pray that the word touch you and do the things that should do in your life.
Yes.
I pray that you really need to call that I'm sorry that you're going through so much stuff in life, but you got to know who God is. You got to walk around and smile when you're going through a situation. If you contribute to bickering, fighting, and arguing with a situation in your life, it ain't doing you no good. You're stressing out for no reason. While you're going through, God wants you to have some peace while you're going through, because you called on Him for answer. You called on Him to deliver you from that situation. So you got to have peace in that there. Okay, now you can say, I ain't got the strength, man. No, because it's up here. You got to turn that whole thing over to, not some of it. You got to turn that whole thing over to God. If you want Him to do something else, you got to turn it all over to Him. But at the same time, you got to mean it when you turn it over to Him. So a lot of times we want to put something over for a second. Just a little bit sticking out right there. Just to remind me. And then what you do, you go back and keep that again, and there it go again. But you got to turn it all over to Him. Leave it with it. Let God handle what's going on in your life. Because God wants a better life for you. You His kids. God made us in His own image. Why you want to do some damage to His own image? God said, you're my children. I hear your cry. I got you. I'm here for you. I just want y'all to know that you're never alone, because you serve the true and almighty God. You're never alone in any situation that you're going through in your life. You are never alone. God is with you always. He stood in the fire with Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, having a great time, because they knew who He was. They didn't get consumed at all. We don't really start with a lot of people that he's jumping in these foods, stuff getting mangled by lions and all that there. But this man made his head, made a pillow out of his lion head, dang, and they get eaten up because the God he served. He wanted to drop that for that. Okay, God ain't gonna serve me, but He's gonna throw me in, and I know He's gonna eat me. And God said, well, who I am to you? I told you I got you. The belief that they had and the strength and the faith that they had is awesome. We got the same thing, but we don't want to push that down. But they went in there and did because I stood firm on my God I serve. I'm not going to worship a golden idol. I know the God I serve. I know He don't done in my life. I'm sure God will perform some miracles in their life for them to see how true and real this man is. So why would I worship a golden idol when I know my God is real? That statue just stand there and look pretty. Can't do nothing for me. I'm going to push that statue down. It ain't going to get up by itself. Man, you got to pick it up. But try to push it out, though, and see what happens. Church, y'all be blessed. I hear the song say, never alone. I don't have to worry because I'm never alone. Never alone. I don't have to worry because I'm never alone. Why? He walks beside me every day. He guides my footsteps in every way. Oh, never alone. And I don't have to worry because never alone. Come on, y'all. He guides my footsteps every way. He walks beside me. If you feel all the way. I'm never alone. Maybe you're not where you want to be. But God is here right now to worry because His word says you never need to know Him. Songwriter say he was there all the time. He's still there.
I don't have to worry 'cause I'm never alone.
God gave us what we needed this morning.
He
And
walks beside me. Every day.
Whatever you want God to do for you, He's here for you.
He does not
He said, I care. I
care.
care enough for you to send me bread.
All the I don't have to worry about never alone. Never alone.
He's sorry. Whatever it is, I'm not to be ashamed. You don't even have to do it right here. Stand there and talk to God. He has his way of He's concerned about us.
Will I be